Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Today we'll be talking about designing themes for Samsung devices. Before we move forward, let's talk about some housekeeping item. If you have any questions for me during the presentation, you can post them in the Q&A box. Any issues that you'll be facing during the webinar, like you cannot hear me or the slides are not visible, you can again post them in the Q&A box. The session is being recorded and will be made available under the link given on this slide. And please don't forget to provide feedback before you leave the session, as your feedback is critical to ensure that we improve these webinars. So I'll be presenting the slide. My name is Ashutosh Sharma, and along with me I have Anton. He's our theme design UX expert, and he'll be talking about the best practices in designing mobile UI or themes. A quick introduction about myself. We are a part of dev support team, and we can provide you help also with, along with theme editor, we can also provide you help with the watch face editor, any questions that you might have for Samsung services or SDKs. Any questions related to Tizen Variable SDK, or if you want to promote your app and you want to reach out to us, you can again submit a ticket following the link on the slide, which is bit.ly/join_HTTP_new. So you can click on this link and submit your request. We also want to remind you for our upcoming webinar for March 27. This is for Gear Watch Face Designer. It's a very similar opportunity like we'll be talking today about the Android device theme. Similarly, we have watch faces for Gear, and we'll be talking in details about the Gear Watch Face Designer tool on March 27. So we request you to sign up for that webinar as well. So now let's get started. What is Samsung Theme Editor? It's a tool that's provided by Samsung. It's a UI-based tool where you can create themes for Samsung Mobile. It's like you can change the color, you can change the background. It's a drag and drop option, so no coding is required. On a single click, you can export your theme into an APK and publish it live for your users. Now, before I walk you through the technical details and how to be a part of Samsung Theme Editor, let's talk about some market opportunities for Samsung themes. So far, we have Samsung themes available in 186 countries with 61 paid stores. If we talk about the download ranking, around 70% of the content is consumed by these top 7 countries like US, China, India, Korea, Brazil, and Indonesia. They consume almost 70% or more than 70% of the content. And if we talk based on the revenue, then we have the highest consumer in US, which is 39%, and then 15% from China, 7% from Korea. So we have, so these are a few of the things that you need to keep in mind when you are publishing your app, like the download ranking and the revenue-based ranking for Samsung themes. We have Samsung theme available on 52 device models. It started in 2015 with S6 and Note 5 devices. And following that, right now we are at 52 device models that are supported for Samsung theme, including the premium flagship devices, Note and Galaxy S series devices. Currently, we have 70,000 plus content in our theme store, and it's growing at a really fast pace. Last year, when we did the same webinar, we were around 10,000, and it grown more than 7 times, and now we are at 70,000 plus content in theme store. Now I'll be showing you some examples of existing content in our theme store, like this one, which is a sport-related theme. Couple of examples for top grossing themes from February month of this year. So these are a few examples. Now, if I talk about some demographics data for the theme store, we have seen that most of our users are in their 20s to 30s. If we talk in terms of gender, like color preferences, then we have seen that in US, Korea, we have a very distinct preference based on country. Like in US, female audience like more of pinkish or white, green color based themes, whereas in UK we have we have audience that prefers blue and black color theme, if they are targeted to male. On the right side we have China, India, and Australia. They don't have any distinct preference, or they don't have any strong preference in terms of color for female and male audience. But in general, we have seen in China, they like more of a simple or green-based themes. In India, it's more brown or black, whereas in Australia, it's simple black themes. Now, here are a couple of examples of we have captured screenshot of our theme store that's showing the top grossing theme in those respective countries. So the first screenshot is for USA. So you can see here we are trying to show you that how distinct the preferences or the choices of the consumers are based on the country. So you can see the different themes are showing as the top grossing theme for different countries. In terms of gender, we have seen that globally there are 2.9% more female audience than male. There are mostly female consumers in US and Korea, and mostly male consumers in Australia, China, UK, and India. The overall device market or the device share is around 40.5%. There are female audience, whereas 59.5% are male audience. So even though there are more female audience for the theme compatible device, still we have 2.9% more female audience that is consuming the theme content. And we have a breakdown of top 7 countries based on how much is the female audience and how much there are the male audience. Like for example, the first one where we have 55%, for US we have 55% female audience, whereas 45% male audience. Again, this is a detailed slide where we are showing you how the theme is consumed based on the age group. In general, we can again say that it's most of our consumers is from their 20s to 30s. In the slide, you can see that the top 7 countries and based on age, how much they consume, what's the consumption of theme content. So for US, I can say that 35% of the audience are in their 20s, 34% are in their 30s. So again, a detailed analysis based on the age group. Now, some best practices about themes. So number 1, opportunity. So the theme store is real money-making opportunity for very talented designer. In 2017, the gross sale in the theme store was about 10 million. And there were around some 200 plus sellers who published paid content. Now, if we assume that 20% of this seller made 80% of the revenue, that would mean that a gross sale was close more than around 150,000. For the top talented, 150,000 for the top talents in 2017. So we can say that about 80% of the theme store revenue is from the flagship device. That's for the devices. We can say that about 80% of the theme store revenue is from the flagship S series devices and Note series devices. These devices are obviously the premium devices. Users are affluent and can afford and enjoy personalizing their devices. So now we have different kind of theme contents like theme, wallpaper, icons, and AOD, and we have seen that more than 70% of the revenue is generated by theme. So if you are starting publishing content for theme store, then we would recommend to start from themes it generates more than 70% of the total store revenue. So start with themes and then you can gradually move on to creating wallpaper, icons, or AOD contents for the store. And we'll be talking more about in details like what are these different type of contents. Number 4, marketing. So we have Galaxy Badge service. Promoting theme in your channels gives you the control to acquire users. According to our internal search, the conversion is 7 times and not 7%, better than when users come from publishers' channels to Galaxy apps. This is significantly more than the organic traffic in the store. So you should plan to promote themes with the theme badge and creating a loyal customer base for your themes. Now we'll be talking about the theme service partnership and access to Samsung Theme Editor. This is, here I've tried to explain the overall theme service partnership, where the device and the theme editor, which creates the theme APK for the devices combined is known as the overall theme service. We also have a theme store. So let's dive into detail onto how to be a part of Samsung theme ecosystem or theme service. I have break down the entire process into 5 steps, where you first need to create a Samsung account. Second, you need to have a portfolio. Third, you need to submit your previous design work, or like I said, portfolio with the mobile UI or your conceptual theme as a portfolio for us to review, and then our review team will review the designs and will get back to you with the final feedback. Once get approved, you can log in using the same account and download the theme editor tool, which is available for both Windows and Mac machine. So this slide shows you how to sign up for a Samsung account if you don't already have one. So you can go onto the link, which is developers.samsung.com, click on sign up, and then join now, and then there you can fill up the form and create a Samsung account for yourself. Now I said that for the design review, we would need your previous design work for mobile UI or any conceptual theme that you want to create, or if you have any prior experience creating themes, then you can even submit those as a screenshot to us. If you don't have any prior experience, or if you don't have the right content to submit for us to review, then you can use the template which we provide and create these 6 screens, which is lock screen, home screen, dial glide screen, context screen, messages screen, and notification screen. So again, first step, go and sign up for the Samsung account. Second, create a portfolio which has your prior mobile UI designs or your conceptual themes or these 6 screens. You can use the template, and then you need to submit it to us. Now I'll have Anton to talk about the best practices that you should keep in mind while you are applying for theme editor tool, as well as if you are already a part of Samsung theme, if you are already a partner for Samsung themes, then there are also a few things that we would like to let you know that those are things that you should keep in mind while you are creating theme content. Anton?
Thank you, Ash. And as we get already great insights from Ashutosh about why Teams is so cool, let's talk about the design process and what you need to pay attention to actually make a good theme. What is a good theme? It's actually a good design. So it's nice, colorful, or maybe elegant and subtle. This question is very vague and has no definitive answer. To be more specific and understand how particular design can be evaluated and improved, we need to break things apart on the components. Each aspect of the design has to be described and analyzed separately. When you look at the UI of phone home screen, what do you see? 3 things are usually catching your attention: color, image, and icons. Of course, there are more like shapes of controls and font styles, but these 3 are most important for a good font theme. But we are still missing the main point. All components must work together. We will start from basics. Colors. Colors is the first what user will perceive from a mobile screen. Color creates mood and feeling and helps or prevents to convey a message of design theme. Color is also very subjective. Some people like red cars, some blue shoes, some prefer subtle shades of beige. If you are wondering how best to choose color, there are plenty of approaches: complementary or split complementary, harmonics, triad, tetradic, or most common. They will help you to choose so unless you're familiar, it's advised to Google them up. But one of the most overlooked properties of color scheme is a shape. Color be dark or very light. The color of your scene should be clearly separated of the lightings. It is highly recommended to think how your screen will look if you design it in monochromatic or achromatic with just shades of gray. Ignoring shades can lead to very poor perception, but there is another thing you need to keep in mind. Not everyone sees every color. 8% of men and 5% of women have problem distinguishing red and green. You might not know about it, but are likely to know someone who has this form of color blindness. These people will never be able to use a team where red and green have similar shades and will prefer different color teams. The second aspect are images that you use. While you might want to design your theme without background images, keep in mind they're primary driver for people to get themes. There are no specific rules what images to use. It's a rule of thumb to have more abstract and humongous pictures, but don't let it limit your creativity. There are, however, things you would like to avoid. All big and famous brands are picky of their properties. They don't like to see it use it without their consent. This is especially true of celebrities. While you are using a famous logo or pop star face might go unattested when you have a few downloads, this will definitely lead into a problem if your theme become a popular hit. Sometimes it's very hard to find a nice picture for your theme. In general, it's not recommended to use any photo you Google on internet. Prefer to search at specialized photo stock sites or stick to photos and illustrations that have Creative Commons license. Cute puppies, funny kittens, bright flowers, etc. This might be an obvious choice to pop up your theme, but think about the fact that everyone who starts doing themes will do the same. Be creative and find different picture. One is not so banal. If you have trouble to find or making the right photo image and just want to put something, just stop right clear. Sometimes it's better to proceed without image at all than showcase your newly found affection in Adobe Photoshop or CorelDRAW. Icons. Icons are one of the most difficult parts of any theme. Creating icons is a special skill of app design, one of that some designers choose to become their sole profession. Icons require good knowledge of abstraction, identity, and ability to simplify. They also take a lot of time. So if you prefer the skills in building themes, having your own icons can be crucial for your themes to really shine. When you want to start creating your own icons, the best advice is to copy and analyze best iconography already created. Take a close look on what is already on Samsung phones. Study material designs examples from Google. Examine how Apple does it and how did it made it before when everything was skeuomorphic. One of the best sources for iconography is non-project. You can search for a word or phrase and see what other people already did. Remember, don't overdo your icons. Simplify, then look and simplify more. Don't invent new metaphors for commonly accepted things. The better and easier way is simply to update color palettes and make icons conforming to the style of your theme. And when you think you're done, check that your icons differ from one another. And finally, keep in mind, there's going to be other icons on home screen, and your icons should be also placed mildly next to them. What's not to do? Common mistakes: putting all icons in the same shape. Remember, icons differ one from another by their shape and color, if they have one. Embedding icons inside of shape only makes them harder to read. Another frequent mistake is letting icons blend in with the background. Check they're bright enough and pop, subdue background colors, or use different image if you notice icons are hard to be seen. It's also important for all icons of one type to visually occupy the same space. And this is not about width and height, but about harmony of their shapes. Example, make circles icons slightly bigger than squares, make triangles and slim shapes even more bigger so their footprint is the same. And finally, check they all have the same style. Don't mix colored skeuomorphic icons with simple flat icons. Check they all use fill or are based on outlines. And it's good to use unfocused test. It helps you to imagine you have a blur vision. Some people just squint. Some can train their eyes to do so. Your goal is mimic Photoshop blur effect. Once your eyes are not seeing icons clearly, you can notice that some icons still are recognizable by their shape and color, and some are not. This is absolute bad design if icons totally disappears in the background during this exercise. Going further in the theme customization, we might want to make changes to fonts too. Custom fonts, important thing to keep in mind. This fancy font that you download on the internet might not be that good if applied to a theme. You might want to change everything so your theme is absolutely different from stock, but this process is tedious and rarely worth it. The best way is to stick with existing fonts and play with their size and weight. Keep in mind having many different styles of fonts is not a good idea. You still want UI that has good readability. The more fonts and styles you add, less readable it becomes. Even if you have decided to proceed with just one new font, remember, most of fonts are proprietary and require license. Only select if you are free to use. A good example of having custom fonts are places where it's bold, prominent, and never changes. For example, digital clock and number keypad. The worst is having custom fonts in messages or other places where it is used for long, heavy text. It is best not to touch such places. And the grand finale, the consistency. It's hard to make clear definition or a clear definition of consistent theme, but think about this team is in play when everyone supports each other and covers their weakness. When one player complements another, when they are a team, they become something greater than the sum of the parts. This, in essence, of good theme is like image that is supported by colors, which is soon supported by icons, shapes, fonts, and overall composition. This when theme become excellent theme. And as always, the devil hides in details. Pay attention to details. Some minor mistakes, like having bold colored icon in line with subtle modest icons, can break your consistency, and in turn wreak havoc on whole design. Zoom in and check that all these lines have same width. Double check your color is the exact same color in different screens. That the background uses the same effect style, etc. Consistency in design is utmost important. It makes everything work together. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Ash.
Thanks, Anton. Hopefully that was really helpful for our audience. Okay, so now moving on to the next slide. So now just a quick recap. You had the Samsung account and you also had the design to submit as for our designers to review. Now, how to apply? You have so log in using your account and navigate to Samsung Themes. It's an option that you will see under Services and API. So on the home page, go to developers.samsung.com, scroll a little bit down and you will see Services and API, and you can see a Samsung Theme Store icon, which is like a paintbrush. Tap on it, select Android. You will see an option of Apply Access. And there you can submit, you can fill out the form, which is shown in the screenshot. Now, currently you will not see an option to get access. And the reason is we have defined timelines when we open the application cycle. And the next application cycle will start on March 20 for 2 weeks. So you will have a 2 weeks time. You can log into the Samsung account, go to the Samsung Themes option, click on Apply Access, following the Android, click on the Apply Access, fill out the form, and then provide us your designs. And it takes around 4 weeks for our team to get back to you with the feedback. Okay. Now, once you are approved for accessing the theme editor tool, next time when you log into the same Samsung account and you go to the Samsung Themes, instead of seeing apply access, you will see option to download the editors for Mac and Windows. A quick note here that whenever we release a newer version for theme editor, it comes for Windows first. Following that, after a delay of like a month, approximately, we release Mac version of the tool. So it's always preferred if you want to stay up to date on the latest advancement that we make in the theme editor tool, try using it on Windows. We also have all the technical documents and store guidelines available as in PDF to download. So you can again come to the same screen and download the technical documentation, which will talk very detailed in how to create animation and new features and policies and guidelines. Now, earlier I mentioned that we should start with the themes, publishing themes first, because that sells well. It contributes around 70% of the store revenue. So what are the different theme products? We have themes, which is complete end-to-end customization, constitute of all the screens on mobile device. Then we have wallpaper that will be shown on the lock and the home screen. Third is icon pack, which will only customize the icon. And at last we have AOD, which stands for always on display. And all these can be customized and can be created as a standalone product. Now we also have different type of wallpaper. There are subcategories for wallpaper. There are 5 types of wallpaper that you can create. The first one is video wallpaper. It's going to be supported for S9 and S9 Plus onward devices that runs on Android O. Then we have single wallpaper, which is like a image for the lock and the home screen. Third one is multi wallpaper, which is you can add 20 background images and it will be shown randomly to the user. Every time the user locks and unlocks the device, he will see a different wallpaper, and that will be picked up from those 20 wallpapers that you can add. Third one is animated, which is again, it's literally animated wallpaper, which is based on framed images. So I would say that from a very high level, video and animation gives the same kind of look and feel, but animation is based on framed images, whereas video is based on a video file. Video is only available on S9 and S9 onward upcoming devices, whereas animation is also supported for S8. Then at last we have motion, which is based on the gyro sensor of the device. So you tilt the device and you will see different effects on the wallpaper. So these are different types of wallpaper. Now, once you have the theme editor tool and you know all the products that can be created using the theme editor tool, how to get started with the theme creation. So first you need to come up with a concept, need to visualize what exactly do you want to create some sketches and ideate about what exactly you want your themes to look like, and then create the right images, resources, and use the theme editor tool to export all those images. And at last you can make go to menu, export and upload, and you can combine it into an APK that can be pushed on our store and distributed to the users. These are different components for different products that can be created using the theme editor tool. Like themes has lock screen, home screen, common, sounds, and then there are subcategories for each application. Similarly, wallpaper and icon and AOD, where wallpaper is just the lock and home screen, icon will customize the icons on the device, and AOD is for always on display, which is different kind of display on the lock screen. Here are a couple of examples of before and after effect for the existing themes that have been created using the theme editor tool. On the left side you see the default experience, and on the right side of the screen you'll see the customized version of it. So this one is for the lock and home screen. This is for the notification phone, and similarly we have few examples for before and after effect for theme application. Clock and email, settings screen, calculator, and these are different product type like wallpaper and icon. Now I'll be walking you through the details of theme editor tool. We'll not be going into too much details of the theme editor tool, but a quick overview of the theme editor tool. So once you install the theme editor tool, once you launch it, it will ask you to enter your Samsung account credential, which is already approved for accessing theme editor tool. So you can enter your credential. Once your credentials are accepted, then you will see this screen where you are seeing a couple of options of creating a theme package or wallpaper package, AOD. Select the option accordingly, and then fill out the details like the theme title, the package name, all those things, and click on OK. Once you click on OK, then you will come onto this screen where you are seeing all the options that you can customize. And I have a much more detailed version of that screen right here. Okay, so the number one is the application group, where we have listed all the applications that can be customized. The first one is common, so it's again very literal that whatever changes you make in common will be reflected under multiple screens. The second one is subgroup for each application. Then there is a default UI, the places where you change the images, like parameters, so you can go in there, double click, make color changes, make wallpaper or background images changes. All those changes is that fourth screen. And then you will see a real-time effect, like the before and after effect in the previous screen. And now when you want to actually see it on the device, you can click on apply to device and install your application on the device. Here I've captured all the options that are available under menu, and few of them that you'll be using most frequently is like saving a project or exporting and uploading it as an APK. So I'll go in more in detail about how to export and upload. So when you click on export and upload as an APK, you will see an option where you will be asked to enter the key store, use an existing key store, or sign up using a new key store. So, and the key store, it's a certificate that is used for signing APK, and it's very intuitive. So once you click on the export and upload APK, you will be prompted an option of what kind of package you want to create, like it's a theme, single wallpaper. You will select the option accordingly. When it asks you for the key store, you either have a key store, and if you are a new publisher, you will not have it. So you can even create a new key store. So this is a screenshot where I'm showing how to create a new key store. All the fields that are marked with asterisks are mandatory to be filled in, and then one of the non-optional field at least should be filled. And once you're done, you can create a key store here. So once you create a theme project, it creates a .htp file, which stands for Samsung Theme Project, and you can save that .htp as 2017 or 2018 version of it. The 2017 will generate an APK, which is going to be compatible for all the Android and OS operating devices, whereas if you select 2018, it will generate OS APK, which will be compatible for all the devices that are running on Android O. One thing to note here is if you include video wallpaper, which is a new feature exclusively available on S9 and S9 onward devices, if you include the video wallpaper, then it's going to be just available on the compatible devices and not on all the OS devices. So you might have to create two different versions and publish it as a two different content ID. And again, I'll be talking in details about how to push an update and for existing sellers. So once you provide all the details in there and you click on OK, you want to create an APK, there would be a intermediate step where it will show you all these screenshots that you can change or customize accordingly. And once you are done, you can just click finish and you'll be done with the APK. Now here are some quick validation checklists that you should go through before uploading any of your APKs to the store. Like not to use any inappropriate images or any branded content if you don't have the rights, and then there are like few pointers that are listed in here. So please do refer to this checklist before uploading any item or any APK to the store. Now distributing. So we explained you how to be a part of Samsung, how to get access to Samsung Theme Editor, how to sign up for a partnership. Then we talked to you about how to create a theme APK from a very high level overview. And then at last, we are going to discuss about how to publish a theme. So you need to sign up for a Seller Office account, and the links are here available on the slide. Go to this link and sign up for Seller Office account. You can also use your existing Samsung account for signing up for Seller Office. Once you sign up for a Seller Office, you will see an option of Samsung Themes. Click in there and you can upload your and follow the instructions. Upload screenshots, binary, that is APK file, provide all the description and details of your app, and then just click on upload. And it will submit and for the QA process, the testing process, which takes around a week time, and once it's approved, it goes live. And all those things can be configured, and you can reach out to us separately through our support tickets to talk in detail about the publishing. Now, for existing publishers who want to update their existing theme product or theme content, in order to make sure that your existing theme app are compatible on Android O device, you must recompile your theme using the latest theme editor for Windows, which is version 7.00.16. All the theme product, all the I should say wallpaper and theme product that contains video wallpaper are only going to be available for S9 and onward devices. Now, for your existing theme, if you are adding for your existing theme, if you are trying to make an update to it, including wallpaper, then you will have to create two different content ID. So one would be with the video wallpaper only for S9 and onward, and the second one is going to be for your existing theme as an update for all the devices. For more details about animated or video wallpapers, you can refer to the manuals that are available under the developers.samsung.com website, and you can go through the slides where we talk in detail about all the restrictions and limitations and how to create animated themes. Now, once you have all the content uploaded to the store, you can log in again to the store to see the current status, whether it's still under QA or it's for sale, and all the actions as a seller that you want to take, you can do it from here. You can also pull out the statistic report, check the downloads, sales report. Those all can be obtained from the seller office. You can also check your user feedback from the seller office. And now some important tips for when you are publishing a theme content. So we do want you to add tags that are relevant to your app that makes it easier for your user to search your app. And here are a couple of examples of how relevant tags helped user to search for the content, like football, soccer, and Barcelona, and shows the relevant search result in here. Also, we can add some additional tags to the app name, and it makes it more appealing for your consumer to download the app, or more informative, like animation. You can add in the application title itself, or it's a live. So those kind of things can be included in the app title, and it's proven to be very helpful for the users to search your app. Now, here we are going to talk about the promoting your app. So you can use the Galaxy badge, and you can access Galaxy badge by going to samsungdevelopers.com, sign up for an account, and you will be redirected to dashboard. Select Galaxy badge, fill out the detail, and you can obtain a URL, a short version of your app URL that can be accessed from a compatible device to redirect your user to the app download page. So you can get it for themes and as well as for your Android or other kinds of app that you have in Galaxy Store. Here's a quick snap of the form field and the details that you need to provide. Our Galaxy badge also supports the seller or brand page functionality. So if you want to obtain one badge URL that points to all your app in Theme Store or in Gear Store, you can also submit a request directly from this portal, and that one single URL will help your user to navigate to your product detail, not the product, but the brand detail page, where all your products are going to be listed. Here are a couple of important links that you want to follow, like for how to get it. So this presentation was being recorded and it is going to be made available under this link. You can, for signing up for seller office, there's a link available. You can also reach out to us if you have any detailed questions or any specific questions that you think it's not covered in this webinar. You can reach out to us through a separate ticket. There's a link available for that. For the upcoming webinar, you can sign up using the link, which is the second last link in this slide. And our previous webinar could be accessed on bit.ly/HDP webinars. Okay, so that's all for today's webinar, and here are the next steps for you. I hope I was able to address all of your questions or concerns from today's webinar and was able to teach you more about the Samsung Theme ecosystem. And again, please feel free to reach out to us separately through Cricut if you have any questions or concerns about how to be a part of Samsung Theme. Thank you.